And one day we looked out the window and saw they were all gathered around a big log. And then they all ran and grabbed sticks. And then suddenly Tom rolled the big log back and they were all whacking away on something. And, they had such vivid imaginations. We didn't really think much of it.
You're spending 5 minutes with a missionary. This podcast is a window into missionary life. It's fun, it's personal, it's real, and it's always an adventure. During Season 5, LCMS missionaries serving around the globe consider the topic of school. Today we'll hear from Steph Schulte. Steph is a missionary nurse who serves as the Mercy Medical Coordinator for West and Central Africa.
When Gary and I first went to Togo in 1988, we were all 23 years old. So we didn't have any kids yet. God blessed us with some kids. Altogether, he gave us 4 children, all born in, 3 in Togo and 1 in Ghana. When Tim was about 5, maybe we started around 4, we decided to start homeschooling. And I didn't have any idea what I was doing. My mom and dad sent me a program called Fun with Phonics or something like that. And we started using that. But then, God being God and providing everything we need, a new couple showed up in town with a different mission organization, and they were experienced homeschoolers. So they helped us sort through all the different information and figure out what would be the best programs to use with the kids. I'm so, so thankful that they did show up. And then in 1996, the opening of the Centre Lutheran d'études théologiques in Dapong, the town that we were living in, brought all of the other missionary families into town with us so that the men could teach, which meant we had a whole bunch of missionary kids, school age, and instead of each one of us homeschooling separately, we decided to form a little homeschool co-op, and Dapong Lutheran School was formed. Our first year, we met in a storage room. We had a curtain between Missy Polka and her class with the older kids and myself and my class with the younger kids. Missy actually is trained as a teacher, so she knew what she was doing, so we decided it'd be better to give her the older kids. And I forgot, Carla Moffat also came in a couple afternoons a week and did art and science experiments with the kids. This went so well that they decided to go ahead and build us a little 2-room schoolhouse right on the campus of the Clet. And about that same time, in 1998, Valerie Stonebreaker, another teacher, came out to help us. So she would take the younger kids first thing in the morning. Melissa Polka would take the older kids. Then I would come for the last half of the morning and take the younger kids, and Valerie would take the older kids. And we had a pretty good system working there. And Carla still kept teaching art and doing science experiments with the kids. And a couple afternoons a week, Gary would take the kids and do PE. They would do soccer and football and volleyball and badminton, all kinds of stuff. It really was a fun experience for all of the kids. One of my favorite things to do was spend about the last 15 minutes of the day reading to the boys. My class was 3 boys, Tom, Jeff, and then Micah Moffat. And so we read through all the Chronicles of Narnia. I think we made it through those twice. And we read through all of the Little House on the Prairie books. And I don't know if you've read all the Little House books, but at the end, they're pretty she spends a pretty long time describing her dresses. And I would put the book down and ask the boys, "You sure you want me to keep reading this?" "Yes, yes," they all said, wide-eyed. So they just, I think, enjoyed the idea of being read too. We tried to make it, similar to school in the U.S. So we gave the kids little bits of homework. And we also had recess, and that would be the time when I would come and Melissa would head back to her house. And the kids would go out and play. They were always doing something together, having some new adventure. And one day we looked out the window and saw they were all gathered around a big log. And then they all ran and grabbed sticks. And then suddenly Tom rolled the big log back and they were all whacking away at something. And, they had such vivid imaginations. We didn't really think much of it. But when they came back into the classroom, they were all excited, talking at once. "We killed the snake. We killed the snake. Tom told us all to get sticks. And then he moved the log back. And then we all killed the snake." And we were just flabbergasted. And even though we were impressed by their organization and teamwork skills, we very much encouraged them that next time you see a snake, you call the guardian. Do not try to kill it yourself. We were especially insistent of this when we found out that the snake had been a black mamba, which is a very venomous snake.
Thanks for spending 5 minutes with a missionary. To learn more about Steph and her husband, Reverend Gary Schulte, go to lcms.org/Schulte. You can also sign up for their newsletter using the link in the show notes. You can find this podcast on kfuo.org/missionary podcast, or honestly, anywhere you get your podcasts. Have you ever thought about serving as a missionary? Reach out to mission.recruitment@lcms.org to learn more.